Go.
Welcome to another scintillating podcast from the Chocolate Reality.
What's going on, everybody? you just heard from our new official Fortunato chocolate taste tester, Luca Church, and we're here with Daniel Church as well. My brother. So, if you're listening to this, you're probably already a friend and a customer of Fortunato chocolate. My brother Brian is traveling, taking care of some supply chain stuff, and so I'm here with special guest hosts today, Daniel and Luca Church. Our friends here in where are you guys at? Are you guys in Issaquah or you're North Bend?
North Bend.
All right, North Bend, which is a town outside of Issaquah, Washington, where we have our chocolate shop. I guess I'll just remind everybody to check out fortunatochocolate.com if you want to get some fine chocolate creations. Daniel, why do you explain to the folks how we met and how we came across each other and how Luca came to be our official Fortunato chocolate taster?
Yeah. So,
Okay. So,
are you going to do it?
Go ahead, Luca. Tell us, Luca.
Listen to how they make M&Ms, and that is why he didn't have it, right?
Yeah.
So, we found this podcast, and we heard you on it.
Keep going, Luca. Keep it going.
And then we came to the place.
That's true. You did come over here. So yeah, go ahead, Daniel.
Yeah, Luca wanted to listen to a podcast on how M&Ms were made, and I found one on owning a chocolate company, and it was your guys' podcast. And I heard you were local, so we went to go check it out. And then Luca got a job as taste tester.
Yep. And then I remember you like called your sister on the way in, and your sister came in, and then then John came in, then your brother John came in, and John has several children, and they all came in, and we loaded them up with hot chocolate and stuff.
Yeah. So
all your cousins, Luca.
Yeah, all the cousins. So the whole family's been there, I think, now.
And just so everybody knows, we were going to do this podcast. So originally, I had made a promise to Luca that I was gonna shout him out on one of our podcasts with my brother, but then I forgot my brother was traveling, so I dropped the ball on that. And then I asked you the last time you were in here, or the last time you came into the shop, if y'all wanted to just do a podcast with me. And then I sent you an email, but then it didn't show up, and you guys probably thought I flaked out. And then I started cold calling everybody in your family until I finally tracked your brother down.
You did good.
Yeah, your bro sounded kind of surprised and like didn't sound that pleased with the fact that somehow I got his number online. It's like, yeah, I knew about that, but how did you get my number? He didn't seem like that thrilled that I got his number. So, anyways, John, I'm sorry. I was just trying to do the best. Jeff, I keep calling him Jeff. John, yeah, Jeff. Sorry about that. Yeah. Sorry about that, Jeff. So, Daniel, you're originally from around here, right?
I'm from Sammamish.
From Sammamish. All right. So for all the people listening who aren't from this area, Sammamish is like, what was Sammamish? Sammamish is a little city outside of Issaquah where our chocolate shop is. What was Sammamish like before?
Issaquah.
Sammamish used to be part of Issaquah.
I mean, yeah, it used to be Issaquah. It was, and then I think they incorporated maybe 15 years ago or something like that.
So I know, like, when I talk to people who are originally from this little town that we're in, it was all
Luca.
It was all dairy farms.
Wait.
By the way, Luca's 5, everybody. Just FYI, like, Luca's our 5-year-old customer, friend, and also official chocolate taster. So it's not normal.
I turned my hoverboard.
Are you there?
On.
Yeah, I'm here. No problem.
Okay, so Luca jumped on his hoverboard, and you ended up getting connected to the hoverboard Bluetooth.
Luca, we're doing a podcast here, man. This is serious business.
He was so excited. I mean, he's got to be mobile.
No, yeah, listen, Daniel, you don't got to worry about it, dude, because I got a 6-year-old. I got a 9-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 3-year-old. You can never make a 5-year-old sit still, and especially not a guy like Luca Dude,
Well, he's
Luca,
so excited right now that he's just pacing.
and and Luca's like a particularly exuberant kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the most he's got like a real sweet, energetic personality. So I'm not surprised too that he's jumping around all over the place. So but so Iskwa where we're at, and then there's a reason why I'm asking you about this. So Iskwa where we're at, from my understanding, is like 20 or 25 years ago, it was just cow pastures. And now because of Microsoft or whatever, because of the tech industry in Seattle, it's like way busy. What was Sammamish like?
Yeah, it was like a small little town. Just kind of, I mean, I think Microsoft had already taken off when I was a kid.
But it was still a
So-
tiny town. There was not much going on there.
Yeah, it was pretty small. I mean, it's grown significantly and it's still growing pretty quick. But like my mom and dad moved there in the 70s. And apparently then it was, like nothing.
It was floating, and now it's sort of a happening little place. And
Yeah.
I can tell you, so I don't know if you guys, when you were listening to the podcast, if you listened to, for example, some stories about the little town where we have our office in Peru where we buy cocoa beans.
Yeah.
But it's kind of interesting. For a long time, we were shipping cocoa beans across this river on a floating barge. Like there wasn't even a bridge. And this little town like was operating, floating all of their crops, all of their cattle, everything across a barge on a river. And then they put a bridge up over the river, and all of a sudden that little town, which was like out in the middle of nowhere, is starting to become like a bustling little town. It's interesting to see how little towns become places where people go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bittersweet. I mean, it's nice, to see.
Well, we couldn't have a chocolate shop unless there's people around here. So there's
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good.
But yeah, there's been a lot of growth. It's changed a lot since I was younger.
Yeah. And then what I know we've talked a little bit when you're in here about some of the traveling you've done. So when did you like start traveling and going other places and stuff?
I think when I was like 19 was
Okay.
the first time I really went anywhere. My sister.
That's the same with me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, keep going, man. Your sister went to Switzerland,
my
right?
sister got married and they moved to Switzerland.
Did she marry
her
a Swiss?
husband-
She marry a Swiss guy?
No, her husband, they were kind of like wanted to go travel around, and her husband got a job at Google in Zurich. And so that's kind of, I went to go visit her and got to go backpack around Europe. And that was kind of the first.
And that was the first. Hey, man. So when you went backpacking around Europe, that was the first. Had you traveled around the United States, or is that the first time you?
I mean, we had like gone on like vacations to Oregon or something like that.
Yeah, but never
I
like
hadn't really been.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you're just like backpacking through Europe, and Europe's got a lot of diversity,
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was the perspective that you got from that very first trip? What kind of stuff did you learn? What kind of stuff did you pick up?
Yeah. So like with at the beginning, I was just kind of scared, like to try and go anywhere.
Were you scared you were going to get robbed, or were you scared you were going to be embarrassed because people were going to look down their nose at you because you're American?
Mostly that I was going to get robbed. I think like, that there's a lot of things that they sell like money belts and, all these things that you're like, I need one of these or else, I'm going to
like, you're going to need some pepper spray. You're going to need a like a taser. You need the money belt to protect your money.
You hear about all the scammers and, at the people trying to rip you off. And so that was, I remember being, scared going into Switzerland, which now.
You were scared of Switzerland. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Like I was going around with a money belt and I was broke, around all these wealthy Swiss people.
By the way, so now that we got Luca back on the camera, Luca's half Georgian?
Yeah, he's half Georgian.
Luca, have you been to Georgia? Have you been to Georgia yet, Luca?
Nope.
I'm taking all my kids. I'm taking all my kids to Peru in March. All my kids are half Peruvian. What are you saying, Luca? What's that?
Guess what?
What?
One day, I think tomorrow, we are going to bring you a chocolate car.
I saw the picture. You're going to bring it in?
Yeah. But that chocolate that we got to make it with, we ate that all already. We're gonna have to come back and get some more.
All right, so you come back in early, get the chocolate, then go home, make the car, and then come back with the car.
Yeah.
All right. So so after you got over being what
The first chocolate car was a little bit broken, so we couldn't bring it.
was that the first time you ever ate a car, Luca, or have you ever eaten any other
a
car?
chocolate car? So we had it.
Have you eaten another car before?
Just the one car?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
and the second car we're gonna bring for you, Dad and me made the idea.
Okay.
A
Yeah.
chocolate nerd car.
I'll just tell you both one thing that I always liked about having our own business is we can just do whatever we want. Have you guys, I know you're an avid podcast listener. Have you ever heard of a podcast with a 5-year-old on it before?
No.
And by the way, we have 50,000 people on our customer list, on our email. I'm sending this out to all 50,000 people. 50,000 people are gonna have a chance to see our man Luca.
That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
be
he's
good.
pretty excited to be famous.
Yo, no, he's gonna be. I mean, you probably not, like for a 5-year-old, he'll be really famous. I don't know. Yeah. So let me ask you, man, when you got over the fear of being robbed by the rich Swiss guys and you were broke, then what did you start to like learn about being in a different place?
I guess I like to be. I sort of enjoyed going to the off the beaten path places where, you get to meet people who are sort of excited to meet you too, and excited to share their culture with you, and that's where I feel like, I kind of like getting lost places. You like hop on a random bus or something, and
Hey, and did you find that like your fear that someone was going to try to scam you or rob you, did that come to fruition, or were the people basically good and hospitable and kind?
yeah, I mean, like more than I expected. In fact, I kind of went full circle as far as, initially it started out as a fear, and then when I ended up living in Europe, and I would purposely put myself into situations where it's like, I don't know how I'm going to get out of this,
And
like,
yeah. Oh, sorry, keep going.
like go hitchhiking, in rural places where you don't even know if a car's going to come that day or something. And it's like, I used to joke with one of my friends that it was like the travel gods take care of you. Like there'd always something would always pop up. And I'm here.
Hey man, from your experience, do you think that it's easier to do that kind of stuff in Europe or overseas than it is here in the United States? Or do you think it doesn't really matter where you go? I wonder.
Feel like it would be the same here, but it's like if you go to downtown Seattle and you're a tourist,
you could get robbed way more easy. The same
kind of treatment as if, you popped up in the middle of some rural place. And
that's true. And it's probably like that, like no matter where you go, if you go to the big city, your chances of being robbed are way, way higher than if you're
meeting people who like are genuinely excited to talk to you. And
so and then what you ended up in, I know we talked about this a little bit in the shop, but then you ended up in Georgia, like how that, not Georgia the state, Georgia the country that's over by Russia. How'd you end up over there, man?
Well, I went to go teach English over there, so I saw a advertisement for going to teach English in Georgia, and I had traveled.
Where did you see that advertisement, man? What were you reading?
It was on a bulletin board.
Where?
College.
In college?
Washington.
Oh, really? Here at UW?
Yeah, they just had it posted up on the wall or something.
Okay. All right. And so you just like Georgia. All right, I'm gonna just go to Georgia. No one really goes to Georgia.
Yeah, and that was kind of so I had traveled around. I'd been to Turkey and some of the other countries around there, and I've been interested in Georgia. But at the time that I was traveling there before, there was a war going on, so I couldn't go.
What year was this? Do you remember?
That was like 2006.
When the war was going on, or when you went to Georgia to teach English?
No, when the war was going on.
What was that war, dude? Was that were they fighting Russia, or what was that war?
Yeah. Yeah.
Russia had invaded them, right?
Yeah. So there were two breakaway regions that, you know, it's kind of really the same as what's going on now, unless I think more maybe what happened in Ukraine before.
So there was like parts of Georgia that like legitimately just wanted to go be a part of Russia and not stay in
Yeah,
Georgia.
but I don't know how much they really wanted that versus, you know, the Russian people that were there.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. I'm not, but the thing about that area is it's so diverse. I think it's got one of the densest language population densities in the world, the Caucasus region. There's tons and tons of different languages there and really old cultures.
Yeah, and I know just other countries generally that aren't the United States, like there's so many languages.
Yeah,
like basically every little region or every little province is another language. I've spoken to a lot of people from India that come into the shop, and it's like everybody speaks English, Hindi, and then their local dialect. And
Yeah.
there's like thousands of local dialects.
Yeah. So Georgia doesn't have that many. There might be like 5 or 6, but they're like really diverse languages that are, you know, separated from like thousands of years. Probably like the same as English and Latin. You know, they broke off so long ago.
And then so maybe like in those regions you have these people who are the locals. There's this diversity, and then there's maybe just like a big block of Russian people.
Yeah,
in there, right?
well,
and they may not be the majority, but they're maybe the ones who are like the most politically influential. And
and even in the city I lived in Batumi, there were Russian people living there who never learned Georgian. You know, they've like been born and raised in a Georgian town and never learned to speak the local language. So there's still enough of, you know, a population of Russians there that you can just get away with being born and raised there and only.
I mean, that happens in some places here in the United States, but
yeah,
like, you know, you could have Chinatown where someone just is like born there and always speaks Chinese their whole life.
But they end up going to school. Like there's Russian schools.
Well, and we're not right next to China, so it's not like China could come like make them a part of China or something like that.
Yeah.
So
but yeah, they took the 2 regions. There's 2 regions. There were actually 2 wars. I think the first one was in the early 2000s, and the next one was in like 2006.
Was one of those places called like Ossetia or something like that? Isn't that where
they were? South Ossetia, and then there's Abkhazia. Abkhazia was the first one, and they took Abkhazia. So if you look on a map, Abkhazia and South Ossetia are Georgian on the map, but you have to go across a border to get there.
So they're behind Russian, like Russian military checkpoints or something like that.
Yeah.
Huh. How's chocolate in Georgia, man? Since this is a chocolate themed podcast, I should at least ask, what's the chocolate scene in Georgia? Do people like chocolate?
Yeah, I think everybody likes chocolate, right?
Let me tell you something, man. I once was like reading a magazine, and they were interviewing this African tribal guy, and they were out there asking about the local cuisine, and he's like, yeah, we eat worms and bugs and stuff. And they're like, why do you eat worms and bugs? Like, you guys don't have chicken? He's like, yeah, we got chicken, but we prefer the worms and bugs. They're more delicious. And the lady's like, what? He's like, yeah, we just like them better. Like, chicken's flavorless. I don't know, we don't like it. And then the lady goes, well, what do you think about chocolate? Guy's like, we love chocolate. We're way into chocolate. It doesn't matter where you go, dude. People are always into chocolate.
Yeah.
And what does Luca know about Georgia? Does he know anything? He's Georgian.
Not that much. No, he talks to his grandparents on Skype.
Oh, so his grandparents are still living in Georgia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and his cousins and whole family.
And like all of our family on my wife's side is all in Peru. So my kids got cousins in Peru. Yeah. But are you going to go back? I mean, you should go back there and check it out.
Yeah, I would like to take Luca there. I think his mom wants to also.
It would be a good thing because he's even got like Luca's kind of got like a Georgian look to him.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're like Washingtonian through and through.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you can be out there like cutting down trees and stuff, man.
Yeah, it's a cool country. I mean, there's a lot to be proud of for him, I would say.
So sorry to jump back and forth, but so you ended up opening up hostels in Georgia?
Yeah, we had 2 hostels over there.
And
one year, and then we opened another one the next year.
And how long did you run those for?
We just had like during the summer seasons.
And what'd you do with them? Did you just like sell them when you were done or something?
Yeah, I mean, we just rented places.
Okay.
And basically set up hostels during the summer, because in the wintertime it's dead.
And what's the food like in Georgia?
It's good. Yeah, there's it's actually popular for Russians to eat some of the Georgian food. They have dumplings. There's
Pierogies? Or is it the pierogies?
No, there's kingali.
Oh, kingali. I
Big
have
like soup dumplings. I don't think they have them here, but there is a place where they have hachapuri, and I'm saying it really bad. I don't want to attempt the
look. Can you get Luca to eat kingali and khachapuri or no?
Yeah, no, he'll eat hachapuri for sure.
What is hachapuri?
It's like a cheese bread. It's like a pizza with the cheese in the middle. Almost.
Okay.
But there's a couple kinds, and then one of them looks like a football or something, and it's got the cheese on top, and then they crack an egg in the middle.
What? That's khachapuri?
Yeah, it's good.
Is it? But Luca will eat like that with a cracked egg in the middle?
Yeah.
Dude,
yeah, you mix it up.
You want to know something, man? Let me just say something about this. Hopefully Luca's around so he can hear me saying this.
No, he's hiding somewhere.
He took off. One thing I noticed about Luca when he was in the shop, Luca seems like he's a pretty good eater, dude. Like he eats stuff. He likes to eat.
Oh, not always.
No? He seemed to be like a kid who like he tried some stuff in here that other kids are like, nah, I really don't want to try it. No, it's hard to get him to eat stuff.
It's weird. Like he'll eat like some vegetables and stuff. For a long time he wouldn't try a berry. Like any of them. Like he was just like, nope. Like
he's like, I don't do berries, man. I'm just not into it.
And then we convinced him, like, okay, you're gonna start trying stuff when you're 5.
Oh, you planted that seed?
We planted those seeds, yeah. And then he tried some berries and he's like, I love them. Like it was just...
that's one of the things, dude, that really is frustrating about having a kid that you don't know. In this in particular, it's like you want to give a kid some food and they won't eat it, but then when you finally do convince them to eat it, they love it. It's like,
yeah,
why did you make me work so hard for so long? You should have you should have just tried this thing in the beginning. But to eat cheese bread with an egg on it, though, I don't know. That seems kind of adventurous for a 5-year-old. I'm surprised you can get him to do that.
It looks good. I don't know. Once you mix it up,
yeah,
it's pretty similar to like looking like pizza or something. So
look, you bought a box of the vegan brownies when you were in here. Will Luca eat those? Is he still eating those, or did he? Yeah, he didn't cool off on those.
No.
All right.
No, but I did offer him one today, and he
wasn't that into it.
No, he didn't want it today, but no, he likes them.
Okay, you'll eat those, right? Those aren't going to go to waste.
No, nothing's going to go to waste from the chocolate place.
I do. I love those too. Yeah, I can't get people to really get into the vegan brownies, even though I think they're a great thing. I think we probably got to give them a different name.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of turned me off from the beginning.
I know, I turned somebody off.
And I was like, I don't want to like.
I did come here to be healthy.
Sacrifice.
I know. That's people come in here. It's like we have some items that I think are great items, but I think people think they're health foods.
Yeah.
And we didn't make the vegan brownie because it's vegan. We made it because we just like it, and it just happens.
It's really good.
We got to come up with a new name. Daniel? Let me ask you this: what other stuff would y'all like to see? What other stuff does like Luca like that we could make? What's he into?
Well, because we were talking about what could we, now that he's an employee as the taste tester, he also wanted to contribute. So I asked him what he wanted to do, and he went more for the aesthetic side.
He wants to do molded stuff.
So he was the car, and then with nerds in it.
You remember Nerds and how popular they were? Are they still popular? Do you get
I don't
Nerds
know.
still?
We just had a big box of Nerds at the house that we weren't eating, and that's why.
When I was a kid, I was so into Nerds, man. I
Yeah.
was way in. I loved Nerds, and they used. I don't know if you remember. They used to come in like a 3-pack, and all three of the. Oh, how old are you, Daniel?
I'm 34.
All right, so I'm 39, so we're close. But I used to get a 3-pack of Nerds, and it would be like 3 different flavors all connected in one box, and they would have dividers in the box, and then each flavor would have its own little flap.
Oh, I think I.
So I would do it. I'd have that in my have that in my pocket, just thinking I was hot, dude. Just thinking I was like the hottest kid. I'm like, what? Nerds? Yeah, I got grape, I got blue, I got the sour flavor as well. Just be dishing those out, man. That I thought that was such a cool thing. And then also Pop Rocks. Do you remember Pop Rocks?
Oh
well?
yeah.
Maybe we do a chocolate car with Pop Rocks. That would probably, dude, that would probably blow Luca's mind if I did that.
So, well, I was asking Luca, what makes a good chocolate for you? And he's like, well, caramel, of course. Why wouldn't it? That's what he said.
We got caramel items in the store, but they're probably too weird for him because they got nuts and stuff.
No, he likes that stuff. He likes his favorite one's the peanut butter.
Oh, the peanut butter pretzels.
Yeah.
I wonder if kids would be more stoked if we just started doing like molded dogs and cats and monster trucks. I saw Luca was wearing like an Avengers shirt. What if we did like a chocolate Captain America or something like that? You just bite his foot off.
They're easy.
Yeah. All right. Well.
He likes white chocolate, and I was like, I don't even know if that's real chocolate, Luca.
It's not officially chocolate, but it is white chocolate. That's what the only thing you could call it is white chocolate. It's not actually chocolate.
It's not with cacao.
It's got cocoa butter.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, it's the main ingredient is cocoa butter.
So with the chocolate you guys get has like albino pods or something, right?
It does, but it has nothing to do with white chocolate.
But when you dry it, it darkens.
So you got to ferment cocoa beans. So when you ferment cacao, it turns brown. And then, it's the fermentation and the brownness that gives chocolate its color. But what happens is if you take a cocoa bean, or you actually take a bunch of cocoa beans and you put them in a press and you press them, the fat from cacao, because cacao is like half fat. It's a very fatty, but it's good fat. It's vegetable fat. But if you squeeze it, you can squeeze the oil out of it, kind of like how you do olive oil or whatever, all oils. Like you squeeze them in the fat or avocado oil or something. And it's the oil, the fat and cocoa beans that is the main ingredient in white chocolate. Because the fat is like, if you congealed fat is white, that's like the color it is.
Yeah.
And so that's what white chocolate is made out of. The rest of the stuff that's left over, like the cocoa mass, if you grind that up, you get cocoa powder, which is like the baking ingredient that you see at the store. So like cocoa powder becomes its own thing. It has a longer shelf life without the fat in it. And then the cocoa butter, it's used in lotions and shampoos and is also the main ingredient in white chocolate. But we can't make that much white chocolate because it's too hard. The quantities that you need to press cocoa beans are too large. And we can't, it's not worth it for us to make white chocolate. So Luca's probably going to have to be disloyal, and get his, get his white chocolate behind our backs.
Oh man.
Don't let me catch him with white chocolate on his face and stuff when he comes in. Because where have you been buying chocolate? Where you been, Luca? You're supposed to be the taster for this company. What, you're walking around buying white chocolate from other companies? Yeah. So when are you guys coming in, man? When's the next time you're coming in? When are we going to see Luca?
I think we'll have to come in this weekend to get some chocolate to bring you a car, the Nerds car.
All right, I'm looking forward to it, man. And let Luca know, the more Nerds cars you can make, I'll even put them out here and we'll give them away to other kids and stuff.
Yeah.
In fact, if you promise me you're going to make Nerds cars, I'll give you a couple of blocks of chocolate for free, just so you'll do that, just so Luca can do that work for me.
We have to get some more mold. The molds are a little tricky because the thing is the cars have the windows open. So then how do you mold something with the
windows open? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you work with your hands. You're a craftsman. So
did you hear that, Luca? He said that he would give us some chocolate bars to make Nerds cars and then he'd give them away.
Yeah, I'll have them in the store. I'll give them away to the other kids who want them.
Oh man.
Do you know what I was doing outside?
What were you doing?
I was playing my cool dance moves outside.
Can I see the dance move? Because we're gonna put you up on YouTube. What's the move? He's not gonna do the move for us.
Come here.
I'm gonna do the whole dance.
Come on.
Are you able to turn the phone around, Daniel, so we can see him doing the? All right, here we go, Luca. Let's see it.
I can only do it outside better.
Oh,
I don't know, man. I thought that was pretty good. I liked it.
The more slippery, the more better.
So
All right.
Luca, do you have any good chocolate ideas?
I don't have any like chocolate ideas.
Okay.
All
Luca,
the chocolate ideas I have is the chocolate car.
That's a
That's
great
it.
idea. I'm gonna give you some bars of chocolate, Luca, so you can make some chocolate cars for us. So listen, we've already been doing the podcast for like 35 minutes. I think we could sign off, but here's what we need. Luca, I need you to do your dance move. And then I need you to, if you don't mind,
come over
sign us off with our jingle, Fortunato Yum. So do the dance and then go Fortunato Yum and sign us off. Go ahead, Luca.
here. Dance and then Fortunato Yum.
Hey, Fortunato Yum.
Yeah.
But after you dance and then yell it.
I only can do it
Okay,
outside.
say it.
All you had to do was say Fortunato Yum. That was perfect. Not gonna sing.
It's not gonna happen this time, I think.
All right. Well, let me just sign off by saying everybody should check us out at fortunatochocolate.com. Or if you're in Issaquah, like Daniel, and you're listening, and Luca, and you're listening to this, come on over. Our address is on the website. And I'm gonna sign us off, Luca. Everybody
All right.
ready for the Fortunato jingle? Fortunato Yum. Any final words, Luca?
Fortunato Yum.
No, he doesn't have to sing it. But
He
say
doesn't.
at least say goodbye to everybody, Luca. All right, little
He's
summer.
summer.
It's
All right,
good.
bye.
Thank you, Dana. Hey, listen. So I'll put this up on YouTube probably tomorrow, and
Okay.
put it up on the podcast tomorrow, and then I'll send it out to everybody. And now this is an official episode of the Fortunato Chocolate Bros podcast. Thank you,
Awesome.
man.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, dude. Have a good
All
one.
right.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Bye.